Hey, good morning, everybody. The 30th of March. I want to show you some charts and also talk about the month that was and kind of expectations going into April here. We had a great month. Our performance was typical of what we've been seeing for the last now 9 months. We've been averaging about 6% per trade in the trades for a week or less, and 2 out of the 3 trades have been winners. In fact, a little bit better for the month of March. I think 3 out of 4 for March have been winners, which is really good when you think about trading. And people ask me all the time, you know, what are you doing and how are you doing? And it's really, our approach is pretty straightforward, and I'll talk about that when we do it. And if you want to trade with us, we have our month-end special running till tonight. TradeLikeAGenius.com if you're interested. Phil does the same thing on the cryptocurrency side, and he's just absolutely knocking out of the park. And he's been talking about cryptos; they're like ready to roll again. And then we also trade binary options, and Phil's track record over there is nothing short of spectacular. So we have a lot of ways to help you win. And coming in May, they're going to come out with these things called the E-mini micros, or actually E-micros for ES, and it's going to give a new dimension of being able to day trade for people with small accounts. So, and we'll be in the middle of that as well. So a lot of opportunities here for people. And so I'm going to talk about a trade that we're in right now, and we're in AK Steel. And our view, our macro view of the market is the Federal Reserve has given up. Okay, they have no choice, and you can see the political pressure that Trump's putting on them to continue to get more dovish, because now if they go into recession, he's simply going to pummel them, and I think they're just going to relent. And so we have kind of a couple choices here. Are we going to blow off with commodities? Are we going to blow off with commodities and monetary metals? Or are we going to blow up? And it sure looks like they're just adding liquidity into these markets. They added $1 trillion globally in the first quarter. So that money's finding a home. And you can see that energy's keeping its bid. And we're seeing movement now in the steel stocks. And we've had a great move in the gold and silver miners. They've lost control of the palladium market in London. Looks like they're trying to desperately get that back, but they're ultimately going to lose it. Platinum goes with it, and I'm just watching copper to see if it joins the party. Then we know then that's the direction the market's going to go. And I think the broader market, the banks are really struggling now with this flat yield curve and tapped out credit markets, and so I think the markets are going to just slowly grind higher on the backs of these commodities. But if the big tech stocks roll over in social media land, then we're going to be able to see a market decline, and we're going to see the price of commodities, and those stocks are going to go higher, and that's how we're playing it. And so AK Steel, we're in. Our target right here is, we're looking at this low volume area here. And one thing that we like to do is just not get greedy and let the trade come to us. We got our moneymaker buy. We have a neutral long-term trend, even though it's trending down, but we're getting these spikes and these moves. So we're in it, and we're going to run it up to this low volume area here. And if we're wrong, our stops is up pretty tight now, so really can't lose too much. The next one I want to show you is, let's go down here. I'm going to show you FCX. Okay, it's trying to form here a what I would call consolidation on high, cup and handle, and I still think it has one more move down into this low volume area here, and I think that's where we're going to trade it. And if I'm wrong on that assumption and we do break out, then I think you're going to have to really, you may have to chase this one, because then you're looking at a move from basically 1175 to 1350. So then you're looking at a 175 move from there, which would be in the mid 15s or low 15s. So it'd be worth it to take a shot at that point. So We're keeping an eye on Freeport right now. One that we trade all the time is GOLD. We had a nice trade on it from here to here. Got out of 14. It pushed up higher, surprised me a little bit, but it came right back down again. And this is the area that I'm watching here. I'm watching this shelf right here, and I'm watching this to turn over. I like to buy it when it turns up, and I love to get confirmation with a money market buy. I don't take these trades if this is not corroborating it or confirming it. So I'm still just waiting, and this is the area that we're probably looking at here, maybe 1330 to 1340 area. We'll see if we get there. If we don't get there and this turns back up into the shaded area, I'll take a shot at it long once again. Okay, let's see here. I want to show you, this is a trade that we've been doing quite a bit, and we've been catching these moves, and this is one of the areas that I do 1 or 2 lottos a month, and so we catch these moves. It's been sitting at 16, and we just try to catch it up to 20, and this time it took off, and when it come back down to this area once again here, 1650, 17 area, it's going to pop again. It's just that there's people sitting on these things short that have very little appetite to take big losses because the percentages are so high. And so we look for those. We did with DRD, and I'll show you another one we did it to this month as well. Had really nice gains on it. The trade that we entered here, NOG, okay, it went ahead and formed another curve up into the shaded area. We bought it, and we're going to buy it into the top of this channel here. Okay, so that's what we look to do, and that's the trade we're looking to take. And the silver miner we like to trade is that it gave us a moneymaker buy. It's sitting on a shelf here right now, but the stochastic RSI is not confirming. So I'm just going to wait on it, see if it pushes down to here, and then and take the trade long. So we had a trade made 4.5% on it, and looking to take that trade again higher once again. I think silver and gold are going to be just fine. I know a lot of people are talking about, hey, we're going to have deflation, this thing's going to collapse, yada, yada, yada. I don't think so. And there's just too much money sloshing around now at this point. Okay. This is the one that you guys, here's a freebie for you. Okay, we trade USC, UEC a lot, USC, Southern California boy here. We have Uranium Energy has a nice cup here, and now it's kind of consolidating that cup. And if it breaks up before it breaks down, then I think we're looking at a 25-cent move here from, let's call it 145 to make the math simple. 170, 169, 171 area is the next target. And I'm going to show you how that ties into looking out on it a little bit further. And that puts it right into the top of this longer term upper channel of UEC. And I think it's going to get there. Okay, so uranium prices are firming up. I think this is a good trade. So if you want to put a, buy stop in there if you want, or if you want to buy a little bit. And if you buy now, though, if it falls below, 120, get out. But excuse me. In the meantime, I think this is a good. This is going to be a good trade for us. And we've done these trades before, and I'm happy to take a. I'm happy to take a move like that here any day of the week. So that's where we're sitting on with UEC, and that's the trade we're going to be putting on just to sit and wait for it. And then to give you a little perspective is with these uraniums, we just had a trade on USEG where we caught a 12% move in 20 minutes. We had a trade down at 71, and it popped to 81, and so fast made our heads blink. So we put another trade in sitting at 74 cents. It almost got to fill us on Friday, but it didn't. A couple people actually went ahead and bought it, and they put stops up at 86, and so a couple people had nice trade up to from basically 75 to 86 cents in a day. Not bad. So I'm waiting for it again, and I think what this is telling me is that there's shorts up here that are going to be quick to cover, and so I'm going to sit on this for a week, and if not, then I'm going to move my buy limit up a little bit and see if we can catch one of these moves. It's always nice to have one or two lottos in there, and I think this is one of those that's going to do well longer term as well. And here's the weekly on this thing. Okay, so I think there's a double in here. In the meantime, let's see if we can cash in on some 10 or 15% chips. And if you're wrong, the low is like at 64 cents, so it's not like it's going to kill you, even if it blows up on you. And this is why I'm confident too, because we had this trade, and we went ahead and had a beautiful move on on UUUU, and when we caught this move from basically 267 to 320, and now I'm watching for potential breakout here as well. And so my hope is that that this will come back down to this low volume area here before it decides to break out. But if it does break out, then I may feel compelled to chase this one too. And so let's see, and that's pretty much it. So that's what I'm looking at for next week. And we have good methodology, and it works out really well. And I think we're in position to keep grinding out the gains. And for the stock market itself, I think Monday we're probably going to see a push to try to fill that gap that's been sitting up there on SPX at the 2880 area, and then we're just going to have to wait and see what happens from there. And then we're going to the meat of the earnings reports and buyout blackout. So the next 2 weeks could be a little squishy in the markets in general, but I think the commodities are gonna be safe havens. Anyway, thanks for listening. TradeLikeGenius.com. Come check us out, and thanks. Have a good one. Bye bye.